Hi, Jimmy.
Hello. Hello,
Hi,
Fran.
how are you?
I'm doing good. How about you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, 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 good. At home, you know. Not much to do.
Yeah, no, pretty bored.
That's why we're gonna rock this world a bit this weekend.
Yeah, hopefully.
So, well, first of all, thank you very much for participating in our showcase. I'm really happy to have you on board because you do really amazing stuff. Uh,
Thank you.
I'm I'm actually on your Instagram page as we speak right now. So if you see me looking on the side, it's not that I'm not paying attention to the phone, but more about your Instagram and what you're doing. And I was just curious, how did it all started? You're such a great artist. How did that started? Was it something that you always have been doing, or is it
Uh,
something that came
definitely,
later?
no, definitely. I've always been doing it ever since I was a really young kid. My parents have always said that I've been very into drawing, and yeah, I think when I went to college, I wanted to do something other than art, but I just didn't enjoy it. Sorry, my cats are fighting in the background.
No worries. The joys of being at home.
Yeah.
So I see you developed different styles. You have one very particular that I've never seen before. It's this ink that is kind of like, going everywhere. The photo you sent me. How is that working? How do you do that? Because it's so amazing and so. I guess you just have to follow the how the ink is going, or how does that work?
You mean, you mean the photo of the teeth that I sent you?
Yeah, that's correct. How do you do that?
First of all, I just sketch it in pencil,
Okay.
and then in normal black ink, in a very small pen, 0.05 millimeter pen,
Uh-huh.
just dot over and over again, just dots all over until it builds up in different shades.
This is absolutely, absolutely amazing. So technically, is just points on this one, or is it really
Yeah,
like ink
it's
that?
just it's just points.
Wow. Wow, because you tricked me on that one, because I mean I've seen a lot of different art pieces, and this one really looks like, when you sort of when you do aquarelle, sometimes watercolor, you just drop first a drop of water, and then you put your color into it, and then whatever you do with it, just it follows where you put the water. And
Yeah.
this is really how it looked like to me. I never ever expected that this was actually pointillism. Oh, I've always a hard time to say that. But it's okay. So that's only points. All right. How much time does it take you to do such a thing? That must be so long.
A really long time. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's this thing. I think it's the latest photo that I've put up on Instagram. It's a skull that's got
Yeah.
five skulls in
Yeah.
it. Like,
Correct.
it's a chopped photo, but it's something that I have been doing for I think over a year now, and I keep starting it and restarting it and restarting it and just chucking it away, and just because I can't get it right.
Yeah, 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 yeah. This is absolutely amazing. And for where comes your inspiration? Do you just picture something in your mind and try to translate it onto paper, or is it more something that you're like, okay, I saw a photo and this is what I want to do, and I'm gonna mix it with this and that, and this is gonna be the result?
For stuff like the pointillism stuff, it's usually from a photo. I'll find a photo that I think, oh, that will work well, and use that. But sometimes with the continuous line stuff that I do, that usually just comes from my head. That's not anything in front of me or from a photo. That's usually just from my head.
Yeah, we have also Cassia in our showcase, which does as well also some lines like this. And I was telling her how much I'm impressed of it and how much I admire artists that are able to do that, because to me, I mean, let me try to do that and it looks like, absolutely.
All crap.
just because it's hard for me to understand how you can connect elements within each others, and it seems so logical for you, and also Kathia's art. It seems so simple, so logical, and to me it's just like I can't even picture being able to do such a thing. And because the funny part is that it's so simple, but yet there is so much details that you can read so much into each
Yeah.
drawing that you're making, and that's what impresses me the most, actually. And
I think me and Cass do push each other to do more than we usually would, just because we're impressed by each other's art, because we're always together and always doing art together.
yeah,
Impressed so much by each other that it makes us want to do better as well.
this
And
is this is so good
different-
to be able to have this partnership with someone where you can collaborate and being inspired of each other and push your boundaries, because you know someone is going to do something cool, so you want to do something also cool, and I think it's a really great way of thinking.
Yeah.
I absolutely one of my favorite I can see on your Instagram, and I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, because I was wrong on the first one. I can see some pointillism as well on this one. It's the one that has sort of a chess path going into a door in sort of like a frame with a sort of mirror frame
I drew,
with two
I know the
faces.
one yeah, I drew that on holiday quite recently when I was in India.
In India. And how long is this one taking, for example, for such a thing?
That one didn't take it very long at all. It was done within 2 weeks.
Wow, it's still 2 weeks. I mean, not many artists spend 2 weeks on each piece of art. So it's really 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 incredible. Yeah,
Thank you.
and so you also do. I can see a bit lower. You have like a huge building. Is it like a photo composition?
No, that was a drawing. That was for my school art. It was my final piece in my A level.
Wow! And so everything on this has been drawn, really?
Yeah.
Wow! Because it looks like you're having so many different texture on it. You're able to translate the texture so well that it looks like pieces of paper that have been glued on top of each other, and then just a sort of drawing on the top.
The canvas that I used was just one that had basically been chucked out in the art studio, and it had this, I think it was just layered gesso on top of it from whoever had used it before, but to them it was junk. And I saw the texture in it, and I just used it because I thought it would look great against a just very basic graphite pencil drawing.
Yeah, it's interesting because in all the interviews I had, I can see that so many people are also talking about, oh, I found this in the junk, and then I thought it would be great, and indeed it looks every time so great, and I like this idea of people being able to transform something they just found somewhere, whatever that is, a piece of paper or anything like that, and being able to completely change it into a different style, to a different piece of art, basically. This is absolutely amazing.
I think my art teacher for my A levels was very influential in that way. He would encourage us to always look around us anywhere we were, and if we see something that inspired us or anything that we thought might work in a composition, just to grab it. And like he said himself, he's got a shed just full of crap that he thinks he might in an art installation at some point. He usually will eventually use it. So he's a great teacher. So I really got very good teaching from him.
That's of course one of the more important parts. I mean, if you have a great teacher, it allows you also to develop way much more your creativity and being able to actually do way much more things than we actually expect at first from our side. And I think it's very interesting. There is another part where I really like. It's a sort of couple that are face to face to each other. And
my dad.
Sorry?
That's me and my dad.
Seriously? This is so cool.
To line work with the dots.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
Yeah, that's me and my dad.
This is really cool, and this is such a nice contrast as well with those very simple line and this very detailed work of pointillism that you made in the faces, which really, yeah, really contrast in between each other. So if you look from far, it would almost look like a black and white photo, and then when you come up close, you're like, okay, that's actually points everywhere. That's crazy. This is really, really nice. I really, really like this one. It's one of my favorite.
Birthday present.
That's I'm sure he was touched by it because it's absolutely amazing.
Thank you.
Where do you I mean, we spoke about inspiration and stuff like this. Is there an artist in general that inspires you more than another one for your pieces, or is it really just, you know what, like I'm just gonna take my blank canvas and I'm just gonna do something?
I think I wouldn't be able to narrow it down to one artist. There are, I think, about 50 different artists that really influence me, like modern artists that I love. There's a lady called Sally Hewitt, and she works with textiles, and she makes these human portrait things, and it's really hard to describe to you, but honestly, look her up.
Yeah.
They're amazing. And I think in terms of like more classical or more contemporary artists, I'd say Basquiat, Keith Haring, Frida Kahlo, loads of people.
Yeah, it's impressive. It's very impressive, and yeah, I mean, when I see this, like, is there, because you also do just normal drawings as well. When you see this, or maybe I'm wrong again, maybe it's just point again, but you have this woman with her arms like this, looking down on her knee. Is this just normal drawing, right? It's not pointillism. We agree on that.
Yeah, just pencil.
Yeah, just pencil. So you also do some pencil work. Well, what is your favorite technique into those? Because you have like two main ones, the pointillism and the line work. Is the pencil also a big part of your art, or is it just something that you like? Well, okay, I'll just do that today because that's what I have in my mind.
I think pointillism, it's more of a challenge for me. Like, I do set myself quite big challenges when I do art a lot of the time. And I think pencil drawing is just more of a relaxation kind of thing. I used to do life drawing at university, and that was always really fun to go to. And I did a lot of stuff there that I really like.
Mm-hmm. It's really nice. It's really, really nice. And of course, you're coming from London, I believe. That's correct?
Not really London, Norwich, if you've heard of it.
Okay, yeah, gotcha, yeah. Okay, and of course Portugal now.
Yep.
How is it going there?
We're actually back in the UK at the moment because I came back for a hospital appointment, but we didn't get back to Porto in time for all the borders to be open. But I absolutely love Porto. As soon as me and my girlfriend Cass went to it, we just decided that's where we wanted to live. Beforehand, we were staying with a friend of ours who's right in the middle, central Portugal, setting up a campsite, and he was just looking for odd jobs help. And we were living in a tent for a couple of months, and eventually got the money to move out and into Porto and got ourselves a lovely flat.
Are you also are you also inspired about Porto? Is there places where you feel like it's bringing you something into your art as well?
Definitely. I feel like there are I think the thing I like a lot about Porto is the architecture around the city. There is just so many details that in the UK are just ignored, in the tiles, but also the elaborateness of the railings and all of that different kind of stuff, and the balconies, and it just, you can just tell that they've put a lot of effort into making the city look nice, whereas the UK, they just throw up houses to house people. It doesn't really matter what they look like anymore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I mean I agree with you. There is so much details into the houses, and I believe that it can inspire so much artists as well, because you get inspired by all those different models of tiles that you have around, those beautiful balconies that you have. I don't know the word in English, but those metal things that are made everywhere, you know, with beautiful shapes on the top of the doors and the balconies. And it's absolutely stunning. And yeah, I can understand that this for an artist can be very inspiring as well. It's okay.
There are also really beautiful parks around as well.
Yeah.
And I've always liked drawing nature and just sitting around in somewhere nice and drawing in the sun. And Porto is just perfect for it.
Is there a favorite place you have in Porto to go drawing to?
Me and Cass like going to the Cat Cafe in Bonfim.
Yeah.
Because we're both cat lovers. They've got a lovely little sunny outside area at the back where the cats mill around in, and one will just hop on your lap if they feel like it. And they do really good vegetarian food there as well.
Oh, that's really nice. I don't know that place, so that's a good point. I will go visit it, because I have no cat, but I love them. So why not going there and see this, and yeah. So well, I just wanted to thank you as well for being in the showcase and allowing me to show your work, because I think you're a real beautiful artist, and Cassia as well. I mean, you both have such a defined style that not every artist has. It's very precise, it's very clear, you can see the message through it somehow, and I think it can talk to so many people. So thank you so much for giving me that chance, because I'm really happy.
Really kind of you. That's lovely to hear.
It's just the truth. It reflects the your creativity. It reflects also all the messages you want to pass to people, and I think it's working really well, and I hope that you get the chance to do even more, and that your work becomes very well known, because you really deserve it, both of you girls.
That's really kind of you.
And yeah, is there a place? Do you also do drawings for people? Because I know some artists are completely against it and they just draw for themselves because that's what they want. If people are actually asking you for a drawing, a special drawing or anything, are you doing that as well?
I would love to do commissions. It's just not many people ask me. I did recently get asked by a friend of mine, and I'm looking forward to doing that. But otherwise, I really haven't had a lot of people ask me, but I'm totally open to it.
All right, so people watching the showcase right now, please go on our Instagram, because I believe this is the only way we can contact you. Or do you have another place where you also show your work?
I have a Facebook page as well, which is just Fran Clabon Art, and it's easy to find. So
it will be on the video. I will write it down, of course, and I will put it in the link anywhere I can, for people to be able to find it, so they can actually buy your art, because I think it's really something very different, very subtle, and it's really nice. So people, please go check her on Instagram, on Facebook, DM her for some commissions, because yep, it's absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for your time, Fran.
Thank you. It's been lovely.
And I'm really looking forward that you're back in Porto when this is all over, so we can just enjoy having some time together and being inspired by the town of Porto.
Me too. Sounds really good.
Take care, Fran. Thank you very much. And if I can help you in any way, please let me know. I will for sure.
Cheers. Thanks a lot.
You take care. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye.